The Boo Birds were out in Philadelphia. Tampa Bay Rays avoid a near disaster in the All-Star Game. And breaking news, Shohei is a guy. All that is on deck in this week's baseball recap. All-Star Week in Philadelphia, and the city of brotherly love did not show any love to anyone not in a Phillies uniform. Jordan Walker, though, does take the W in the home run derby. He beats Kyle Schwarber in the finale, hits 4 home runs in a row, magenta colored or not. Don't know. I'm colorblind. None of my business. And from the very beginning, Philly fans made it known who they are rooting for. Unfortunately, I made the mistake of going to social media right after the home run derby and saying, I thought it was pretty cool watching Philadelphia lose after they got so close. That was a mistake. Because somehow, all of Philadelphia saw that video. So I'm not going to backtrack what I said, but that was a 30-second video, so let me add some clarification. Really, that was fun. I understand. Listen, when the pitcher throws to first base and they're not on my team, I'm the first one booing like crazy. I understand how fun it is to boo. I get what you guys are doing. But you have to have a level of self-awareness to understand. I think it's pretty cool, after all that, to see you lose. Did you make the derby more fun? Yes. I love the derby. Did I need all the boos? I did not. But I respect what you guys did. And thanks for being the villain for my personal home run journey. Let's move on to the All-Star Game. Nothing crazy happened. American League won. It was pretty boring, if I'm being honest. Cody Bellinger won the MVP for a single in the second inning. But if you live in Tampa Bay like me, you heard everyone the very moment Riley O'Brien threw a pitch up and in the All-Star Game, which, don't do that, and hit Junior Caminero on his pinky and maybe ring finger. Worst case scenario, my brain immediately went to, he's out, there goes our season, what are we going to do now? Luckily, it was soon reported that he is okay. He came out and said he plans on playing the doubleheader in Boston right after the break. So, hopefully, no long-term damage. When I say long-term damage, I don't mean just to his finger. I just mean, like, to him, like, mentally. Like, taking a hit like that, kind of jarring. He was on an MVP campaign. I hope he stays hot. Raise up. Let's continue to talk about the All-Star Game because I'm going to be honest, it was kind of boring, and I watch a lot of baseball. And something that was really jarring for me is these guys need to play, man. If they're going to be All-Stars and they're going to have that on their baseball reference and they're going to go down in history as the 2026 All-Star, you can't just go there and sit in the dugout. I looked into it a little bit more, and there's a lot of people that were either voted All-Stars and didn't play. And some of these guys are injury and stuff, but I'm just going to include everybody just because it's a little easier. Zarowski, Vladdy, Cam Slittler, Justin Verlander, which doesn't really count. Shohei, Aaron Judge, Yamamoto, Nick Kurtz, Chris Sale, Logan Webb, Max Myers, Braxton from the Pirates, Chase Burns, Byron Buxton. That's a lot of guys. I don't know how we fix this because I do understand some guys, like last year, here's a good example. I'm a Rays fan. Brandon Lau got voted into his first All-Star game. I think he had a nagging injury, but like, are you going to let a guy take away his first-time All-Star because he had a nagging injury and he doesn't want to play maybe? Like, I get that it's great, but in my opinion, if you're not going to play, get them out in the fans or something. Like, set up booths during the game. If you know you're not going to play, like, you have to rotate innings of who's going to be out there signing autographs, talking to the fans, playing catch with kids, like something like that. Like maybe create an All-Star Game Instagram account, let those guys take over the live and go through the dugout every once in a while. Like, let them still be involved, I guess, but that's a lot of guys to not play. Like, injuries aside, obviously, like, I'm not a monster, but some of these guys could have played. And hey, maybe the problem is All-Star Weekend needs to be a little longer so these guys can relax, have time with their family. The guys that make the All-Star team, it seems like they have All-Star Weekend, and then they're maybe one day off with their families, and then boom, back to the schedule. No perfect fix probably, but we need to do something. ESPYs happened this week, and during the award for Best Single Game Performance, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson go up to deliver the award. Shohei Ohtani surprisingly says, like, you can kind of tell he's surprised it's Shohei Ohtani, which was a little weird at first until you find out he thought Shohei Ohtani was a woman. Jake Paul continues to say Shohei is not here to accept his award, but he expresses his gratitude, yada, yada, yada. And on a hot mic, Mike Tyson says, oh, Shohei's a guy. So maybe don't let him do the award next time. This video talking about my teams to watch going into the second half. Listen, I'm going to give you 5 teams. Like 4 of them are going to be American League teams just because the National League is already super competitive and these American League teams have more room to improve. So I'm just going to focus on them probably for this video. First team I want to talk about, Boston Red Sox. Immediately after the All-Star break, they have a doubleheader with the Tampa Bay Rays. They finished the break 9-1 and surprisingly have a plus 27 run differential this year. Even though they've been really bad, They're only a couple games out of the wild card, so they have a chance to make some noise. A lot of people, including myself, thought they were going to be sellers going into the trade deadline, but who knows anymore. Let's pivot to the team they have that doubleheader with and talk about the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays have blown everyone's expectations out of the water this year, currently in first place in not just the American League East, but the entire AL. Safe to say there's a little bit of overachieving there, but their pitching's been good. They need at least one bat, I would say, to really make that team a well-rounded team, but they have new ownership. There's this common thing called new ownership syndrome, where a new owner comes in and they want to make a move. They have a lot going on. They're trying to get a new stadium, whatever. But team to watch for sure. I think they're 1 or 2 moves away from being like an actual contender this year. We'll die on this hill that the Pittsburgh Pirates are one of the best teams in baseball. Their starting pitching is incredible. Their offense has scored the most runs in baseball, I'm pretty sure. They have a plus 44 run differential, which is, off the top of my head, probably like top 7 in the league. The only thing with them is their division is super competitive. Cubs and Brewers, both really good teams. The Cubs are probably going to be active at the trade deadline. They've been doing all this while their pitching rotation is all in a rehab facility somewhere getting worked on. They're probably competing for a wild card spot, but I think their pitching's good enough. Their offense is good enough. You get a bullpen arm and maybe another bat, you're a good team. Seattle is literally the only team in their division with a positive run differential. They're in second place right now. I can't imagine that stays that way. No offense to the Texas Rangers, but their pitching's been one of the best pitching rotations in baseball. I have to imagine their offense at least gets mediocre, especially a guy like Julio coming back, who is notably a second half performer. So I feel pretty good about the Mariners. I think they'll still make the playoffs. My last team is the Tigers. Weird thing about them, first off, they've been super hot the last month of the season, and their expected win total is like 51 as of right now. So they've just been really unlucky. I think even if they get rid of Skubal, they're still going to be a competitive team. That's it for this video. Subscribe if you liked it. Leave a comment on what team you're expecting to have a big breakout second half. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram because I'm way more active on those platforms. And I will talk to you next time.